If you don't have time to watch the entire movie, don't worry. Here's the entire story of Wanted, explained from beginning to end. The movie begins with a man standing on the roof of a skyscraper. He's surrounded by armed men and there's nowhere left to run. Then he jumps. But before we find out why, the story takes us back to 6 months earlier. We meet Wesley Gibson, a completely miserable office worker. His boss constantly humiliates him, his co-workers don't respect him, and his girlfriend Kathy is secretly sleeping with his best friend. Wesley knows he's being treated badly, but he's too afraid to do anything about it. He even suffers from severe anxiety attacks that cause his heart to race uncontrollably. Then one night, while Wesley is buying medication at a pharmacy, a mysterious woman named Fox suddenly appears. Before Wesley can understand what's happening, armed men enter the store and start shooting at them. Fox grabs Wesley and takes off. What follows is a terrifying chase through the city, with bullets flying everywhere. Wesley has no idea who these people are or why they're after him. Then Fox tells him the truth. Wesley's father was a legendary assassin, and he was recently murdered. The men who attacked Wesley are looking for him because they believe he may have inherited something from his father. Fox takes Wesley to a secret organization called the Fraternity, where he meets its leader, Sloan. Sloan tells Wesley that his father was one of the greatest assassins in the organization. He also reveals that Wesley has inherited his father's extraordinary abilities. Wesley's body can produce massive amounts of adrenaline, allowing him to react faster and move with incredible speed. But he has never learned how to control it. So the Fraternity begins training him, and the training is brutal. Wesley is beaten, thrown into dangerous situations, and pushed far beyond his limits. But slowly he changes. The nervous office worker begins becoming stronger, faster, and more confident. He learns how to fight. He learns how to shoot. And eventually, he learns one of the Fraternity's most unbelievable techniques: curving bullets. Wesley discovers that with the right movement and timing, he can make a bullet change direction in midair. For the first time in his life, he feels powerful. Then Sloan gives him his first real assignment. Wesley is ordered to kill a man who has been marked by the Fraternity. Terrified but determined to prove himself, Wesley follows the target. The mission turns into a violent confrontation, but Wesley manages to complete it. After that, he becomes more confident with every mission. He begins enjoying his new life. He even returns home and finally stands up to Kathy and his best friend. The weak man they used to control is gone. But while Wesley is becoming a better assassin, something about the Fraternity begins bothering him. Sloan explains that their targets are chosen by a mysterious machine called the Loom of Fate. According to the Fraternity, the machine identifies people who are destined to die. The assassins simply carry out those orders. Wesley believes this at first, but then he starts noticing things that don't make sense. He discovers that his father's death wasn't what he had been told. The more he investigates, the more he realizes that someone inside the Fraternity has been manipulating him. Eventually, Wesley discovers the truth. His father wasn't simply killed by some random enemy. The entire story about his father's death was part of a much bigger plan, and Wesley himself was being used. The people he trusted had turned him into a weapon, so they could use him to eliminate their enemies. Now Wesley wants revenge. He turns against the Fraternity and begins hunting the people who manipulated him. But there's another shocking revelation. The Loom of Fate isn't actually giving the Fraternity clear instructions about who should die. Sloan has been interpreting the information and using it to justify his own decisions. The organization isn't serving fate. They're using fate as an excuse to kill whoever they want. Wesley realizes that everything he believed about the Fraternity was a lie, so he decides to destroy it.